Hello and welcome. This is episode 11 of the Nerd Squadron podcast. I am Chris,
And I'm Andrew.
and today we are going to talk about
We're going to talk about some Superman stuff.
Superman. Okay,
So,
good. Okay,
so as you know, the other week I finished my first ever watch through of Smallville.
okay.
And I'm just going to throw this out there, but Michael Rosenbaum liked my post about it on Instagram, so that's a pretty big deal.
What a flex.
It is. Yeah, one of the best moments of my life, other than getting married and the future birth of my son.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I've heard a lot about Smallville. I never gave it a chance to watch it. I'm more used to cartoons as a kid, so live action never interested me then. How is it? I mean,
dude. So if you are looking for something that is like the definitive, this is Superman becoming Superman and how he develops everything, watch Smallville.
okay.
Because there's all these superhero shows out there. There's the Arrowverse and with Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, all that. And then there's some stuff, all the stuff that Marvel's done with like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Loki, and all that stuff. Sorry, I haven't watched any of the Marvel shows, so I don't know what all they are.
A lot of people do, but it's like you don't demand my attention well enough. Like there's nothing that catches my eye.
There's just so much to watch.
Like I'd rather just like be content with my little 10, 20-year-old show.
Exactly. Well, so there's 10 seasons of Smallville. Well over, I think there's around 300 episodes.
Okay.
But it's just so good. It's the only superhero show that I've watched, and I've watched several that, especially for live action, it never dips in quality.
So when it comes to that show, tell me exactly how Superman is as a character, like Clark Kent.
So the story, it's not about Superman. That's the kind of cool part. It's about him developing into Superman, and it's everything. It's him learning everything he needs to learn before he can step foot into the Superman role.
What is he called by like his friends and family then? Is he Clark Kent or is he like Kal-El or is he just some?
So for I think the first three seasons, they don't know where he's from.
Okay, so he's just some stranger, right?
No, well, I mean, he was raised by the Kents and grew up a normal guy other than having super strength and super speed. And then throughout the show, he slowly develops the rest of his abilities.
Okay.
But
kind of like that one Superman movie that we just seen, Man of Steel, right?
Yeah.
Like where we can see like flashbacks of him growing up in like school and like struggling with his powers.
Yeah, honestly,
and doing good.
Watching Man of Steel, you can honestly see a lot of influence
from Smallville,
which I think is tremendous because for me, Tom Welling, who plays Clark, is the definitive Clark.
Mm-hmm.
Erica Durance, who plays Lois, is probably, other than Elizabeth Tulloch, who is Lois and Superman Lois, those two are like
the best portrayals.
They are the best Lois Lanes.
Okay.
And I think Tyler Hoechlin in Superman Lois is the best Superman.
Okay.
But Henry is definitely my favorite Superman. So it's one of those things where your favorite may not be the best, but he's there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm wondering how like they're gonna handle like having an origins and stuff in like Superman Legacy, or how they're gonna even portray Superman in that, because I know that's coming up soon.
Yeah. So this past weekend, they were doing casting auditions.
Okay.
Like screen tests for Superman Legacy. There are 3 rumored people for each role for Superman and Lois. Let's see. Do I have it? I don't, but I can find it.
I don't think Henry Cavill is.
No. Henry Cavill is not in the running.
Okay.
But so there's David Corenswet.
Okay.
Corn Sweet Sweat, however.
How do you spell it?
Corenswet.
Can I see it? Actually, I need to read that correctly. I think it might be corn suit.
There you go. That top little.
Oh, corn sweat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you said corn sweet is corn sweat. I was like, what?
I don't know how to pronounce his name.
He looks like he could be Superman, though.
So it's kind of funny. He looks like he has the face of Tom Welling, but on the bone structure of Henry Cavill.
That's an interesting combination. I mean, like, I can see why they might want him,
but it works.
Who else?
Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult.
If you know who he is.
Give me a refresher.
He was Beast in the rebooted timeline for X-Men.
Okay.
And then another guy whose name I don't know. And then for Lois, there's Emma Mackey so she's going to be in the Barbie movie.
I'm low-key hyped for that movie.
I'm not.
You're not?
Rachel Brosnahan. And then one other person who I can't remember. But my top pick out of people for Superman is David, because he actually kind of looks like Superman.
Yeah.
Nicholas Hoult is at the absolute bottom of the list for me. There is nothing about him that's like, wow, this guy could be Superman.
Like, on one hand, I can understand what you mean. But on the other hand, actors can surprise us.
I mean, yeah.
Very much
everyone was surprised by Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Yeah.
But that wasn't a casting that I was like...
You're wild for, like, oh, how's this going to turn out?
I was like, that might actually be really good. Same thing with Ben Affleck. People hated the idea of Ben Affleck being Batman.
He didn't do a bad job in a movie from what I've seen. I mean,
but he's great as Batman.
Yeah. Like, the one thing, like, say what you will about those movies, especially like Justice League and like, the actors didn't do a bad job. They did their best, and it turned out to be fine for me.
There's so much hypocrisy that gets thrown at Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and the Snyder Cut.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not even funny. So you look at Man of Steel, and you're watching towards the beginning of the movie, and when he trashes the one dude's truck because he's trying to essentially molest the waitress, and he gets the beer thrown in his face.
Yeah.
You take that scene, he doesn't hurt the guy.
He just destroys his truck.
He goes and messes up his truck. You see a scene to that's very similar in Superman 2 with Christopher Reeve. So it's two different times in the movie. The first time, the guy beats the hell out of him. The second, and that's because he didn't have his powers at the time. I don't know if you've ever seen the Superman movies with Christopher Reeve.
No.
Oh my God.
I know they exist. I know there's like 3 of them.
Okay, there's 4.
There's 4 of them. Well,
there
you go.
So the first time, he doesn't have his powers anymore, and the guy beats the hell out of him. Well, by the end of the movie, he has his powers back, and he goes back, and he lets the guy punch him in the gut, and the guy breaks his hand, and then he picks him up and throws him. But like, Henry Cavill's Superman gets shit on for doing what he did.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't smile enough.
No,
and then, there's the whole ending of Man of Steel where he kills Zod.
Yeah.
The ending of the theatrical cut for Superman 2, Superman takes away the Kryptonians' powers and then kills them.
Yeah.
Everyone's fine with that. And they're in the fortress. There's the only humans there are Lex and Lois.
Like, well, to give them play devil's advocate, they probably were like me and they didn't see those movies, so that's probably one reason why I could have.
No, the people that I see complaining about it,
they are big fans of Superman.
They're like, Christopher Reeve's the only Superman for me. Christopher Reeve was phenomenal as Superman. He is the blueprint of how Superman should be. But that doesn't mean you can't change it up a little bit.
Like you can't just like, if you're gonna be like that, then just keep watching the Christopher Reeves movies.
Exactly.
You're gonna get bored of it, so you just enjoy the ones that have come out now.
But no, what's really funny is, Brandon Routh in his version of Superman is supposed to be a continuation of Christopher Reeve in his Superman movies. That's why it was Superman Returns and not Superman Flyby like there was supposed to be.
Superman Flyby.
It was J.J. Abrams' movie.
Okay. Is this the one with like Lex Luthor? Like, it was in the 2000s, right? This Superman movie you're talking about?
Yeah. Superman
I think
Returns.
I've seen that one.
It came out in like 2006.
I think I've seen that one. It was like, who was Lex Luthor? Like
Kevin Spacey.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I keep getting somebody else. Patrick Stewart, I think. I can't.
He kind of looks like Patrick Stewart in the movie.
That's probably why.
But so it was supposed to be a continuation of the original movies, but some weird thing where they aren't counting Superman's 3 and 4, and it's a direct continuation from Superman 2. I don't know. It's weird. But people shit on that movie for being too much like Christopher Reeve, and then shit on Henry Cavill for not being enough like Christopher Reeve.
No, I totally get what you mean. I think the reason for that is because I don't think there's really a consensus. Like, it's not really established that there's it's established that, Henry Cavill is horrible because he's not Christopher Reeves. I think it's very much a loud minority in these cases. Because I think, really, you should be worrying about that. Are they playing a good Superman?
Yeah.
Because if this ain't about trying to be like Christopher Reeves, it's trying to be like Superman. Yeah. And depending on whatever the director's vision is, you gotta just have to follow that. And from what I've seen, from those 3 movies, Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and the Snyder Cut, it was very consistent. So it's obvious that they did a great job trying to nail their vision.
And the thing with it is he's an outsider, and he's always felt like an outsider, to him gradually becoming the Superman that everyone knows. So I don't know if it's intentional or not, or whether or not that's what Zack Snyder wanted, but there's obvious story similarities between Zack Snyder's trilogy and what's going on over in Smallville. Because that's what it is. It's Clark gradually learning and doing all the things to be able to become Superman.
Okay.
But everyone considers Clark to be a weird, goofy person and accident prone because of how Christopher Reeve portrayed him. Because when you do something like this for Superman or Batman, you're not taking on one role.
Right. You're taking on 2 roles. You're taking on their alternate identity and the super identity,
which is the complete opposite of what Marvel is. And actually, James Gunn was talking about this in Michael Rosenbaum's podcast. For the MCU, all of those heroes, other than Spider-Man, for the most part, their identities are all known. That's not the case with DC.
I guess it just makes things a lot easier. When they try to tell a story, they don't have to worry about, oh crap, they found out I'm Iron Man or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think they fit it well into the story and stuff. But I think you can't have Superman be Clark Kent. You can't have Batman be Bruce Wayne, and everybody's in the know about it.
Yeah.
The only people that should be in the know about it is very much just the audience, and that's it.
Yep.
It should really be part of their dilemma of how they live a double life.
Yeah.
One thing I could say, I really like how, I like that idea. It was very smart that Christopher Reeve portrayed Clark Kent as very clumsy and stuff to counteract how Superman's very much in control and stuff like that.
And one of the things he would do is, he was 6'5", okay? So that's taller than I am. He would slouch down to make himself appear shorter. And then whenever he was Superman, he would stand up straight to create even more of a dissonance between the two of them. But another thing that really kind of irks me, Smallville is regarded as the greatest superhero show ever by many, many people. I am one of those people. But like, there's even hypocrisies from Smallville thrown towards the Snyder trilogy that kind of pissed me off. So, end of, I think, season 8, they kill off Jimmy Olsen in Smallville.
Okay.
And, you know, Jimmy is a great character. He's Superman's pal, but he was never shown to be that in the show, ever, at all. And then in the last episode, it shows Jimmy's younger brother with his camera, because because obviously he died, and one of the characters gives his little brother his camera. And then it's the actor who played Jimmy came back for that little segment. But, like, that's not Jimmy. That's not how it's supposed to be. But gives Zack Snyder shit for killing off Jimmy in the beginning of Batman v Superman. It's like, you can't say, oh, wow, this iteration is great, and they did this, and then call out another iteration for doing something kind of similar. Like that.
Like, so you're saying that these ideas, like these motifs, are like plot points that future or right now current directors use from older renditions.
Yeah.
Like, they just get shit on for using it because it's for the sake of shitting being shot on.
Henry Cavill's Superman just doesn't smile enough. He's not saving cats out of trees.
I think that's just nitpicking.
It is.
But that being said,
it's absolutely nitpicking.
Now that you brought up cats and trees and stuff, I do want to see a portrayal of Superman that is very much like good-hearted to a fault, Boy Scout tier. Like, I want to see like something a bit more lighthearted with Superman, like something more like along the lines of what people expect from Superman in comics.
Yeah,
because like
I also want that, but it was refreshing for the Snyder trilogy to see how he's getting to that point.
Right.
Because the whole time, and I've said it before, I'll say it till I'm dead, it's about him starting as this outsider and becoming the hero. It's like it's the true hero's journey that we were talking about in our animation episode.
Yeah, and I think we brought it up a couple more times before during Snyder.
Like, why can't Superman have that journey to who he's supposed to be? Why does he instantly have to be that? Why does he have to be the big blue Boy Scout that everyone loves? Why can't he earn that spot?
I think it fits well with what Snyder wanted to do, but it's kind of like the same thing with the Tim Burton Batman movies. They want to see Batman first and foremost, and they want to, and then when they see like how he acts and how he conducts himself, then they want to probably know more. It's basically like get to this area first before you delve deeper into like understanding who he is. Because like I think it was like halfway in, or more than halfway in, where Batman brings up his like reasons why he's fighting.
Well, yeah, and, like, but and you can throw the same hypocrisy arguments for Batman movies. Oh, Batman's not supposed to kill. Batman's not supposed to do this and this. Okay, well, if we're going off all of that and Batman killing, you're allowed to like one version of Batman, and that's it. And that's George Clooney. You can only watch Batman and Robin because he's the only Batman that does not kill at all. Yeah, he's the only one you can like.
Like, it's just very much arbitrary. Like, the thing is, we're fitting it into the what we know, like, generally about these characters and stuff. And the thing is like obviously every director has their own vision and like how they want to write this character, and like you got to have it make sense. That being said, like, I think you need to have these like icons of characters, like these motifs of like the Superman, like, you know, stopping a fire by shooting his cold breath all over like a building or whatever. Like, just have these little simple things that say this is what a superhero does. Yeah. Oh, but now he have a bigger threat, and he has to assess these real things. He has to look back in his life to see how he can like overcome this obstacle. And that's where like you have the trying to recall back to like the growing up and having this hero's journey that will make him strong.
Yeah.
And like,
So
yeah,
I was arguing with a guy on Instagram the other day about this. So, the other day they showed the first look at the Avatar: The Last Airbender live action show.
okay,
So it's them in their clothes. Aang looks like Aang from the animated series. They all look like their counterparts. And this guy had posted something about how, I really miss the originality of the costumes from the movie. It's like, okay, no one liked the movie. Like, I remember, because it came out like 2 years after the series ended. No one liked it. I remember sitting in the theater pissed off because it was nothing like the series at all. When you do these adaptations and take them from different mediums, you still have to have those core elements of what makes the character through looks, acts, whatever. You still have to have that. While it wasn't always technically shown in the Snyder trilogy, I'm sure, there were times where Superman was saving a cat out of a tree. It just didn't show it.
Well, I mean, it didn't fit like what Snyder wanted
The narrative.
Because the narrative was basically about how do we deal with this being that's stronger than, like, there's something above us as humans and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So the story wasn't really about Superman being a superhero so much as he is being like a savior of humanity type of situation. And you can see that translate into the Snyder cut with like introducing Darkseid.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, they're just zooming straight into cosmic threat territory where like Marvel took multiple movies just to get to.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, like, maybe with Superman Legacy, they can at least have this, like, I guess, breathing room where they can just have Superman be Superman, like how kids see them, how like parents of those kids see them, or like how they remember him as a kid. And then you just have them grow into this bigger threat point.
And there's another thing that just popped in my head. So apparently in Superman Legacy, and this is just a rumor, we don't know exactly how true it is because you know how scoopers can be.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, James Gunn is going to be introducing multiple heroes in Superman Legacy. So like the Authority, you're going to know that Batman exists, Wonder Woman, all these other heroes.
Like they're just established.
Yes. So many people complained about that with the Snyder trilogy. So where's Batman's solo movie before we get this? Why are they fighting? What's going on? It's literally in the fucking movie.
Yeah. Like they have their reasons, like Batman vs Superman, you know why they're fighting.
Like it literally shows you in the beginning of the movie and throughout the movie. Like, this is what's happening. Pay attention.
Yeah.
It's like, why is it okay for James Gunn to do this, but it wasn't okay for Zack Snyder to do this?
I mean, like,
there's a lot of hate that's thrown towards Zack Snyder when what happened wasn't his original plan at all.
I mean, first off, you're absolutely correct.
I'm very passionate about this.
I know, but you're absolutely correct on that argument. To be fair, Batman vs Superman, all those Snyder movies were super long. I don't expect the average person to pay attention that well, like, because there's a lot of little stuff, dialogue, like little, like, looking at certain, like, things happening. We have that shot where they're just looking like with anger. Look, that people don't.
I have ADD and I have it really bad. That is not an excuse for me. If I can sit down with ADD and be able to focus for more than 2 seconds.
I mean, like, no, but I mean, I totally get it. But the thing is, you love Superman. You love DC entirely.
I do.
I mean, I totally get you.
Yeah.
But I also totally get the person who, just is like
the casual fan.
Yeah, because like
Dewey over there.
Yeah, like Dewey. He's just chilling. But like, if you look at the Marvel movies, right? They're full of action. They're full of quips because they know that they need to keep the attention of the viewer. If it was completely like serious and you want to have these themes,
quips.
I know, but it's like it's the truth.
I know.
Like, you need to keep their attention one way or another, and if you don't have any loud booms or funny jokes or little like things, people are going to lose their attention. I mean,
Well,
Zack Snyder.
I think that's more of a modern audience problem because that wasn't such a thing
it wasn't
20 years
no,
ago.
No, it absolutely
you can
wasn't.
have a movie like
But
the biggest movies of the day 20 years ago were all just regular comedies.
I know exactly what you're saying. But if it's a modern problem, then that is their problem because
Yeah.
they have to overcome that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure if you pay attention to the Zack Snyder movies, you'll realize that it's actually really good, and I thought it was pretty good for all intents and purposes. But
You just thought they were long.
I thought they were long, but I enjoyed them. But I can see why people wouldn't like them.
I mean,
Because like it's just that time is so precious in a world where they have you work like 40 hours, 48 hours a week or something like that to make ends meet, and then the time you have off, like these few precious hours of time before you have to sleep, you gotta watch the Snyder Cut for like 3 hours, and I can understand
4
hours. You see what I mean?
And I get that. I really do. I just lost my whole train of thought.
But you see where I'm coming from, though, right?
Yeah, no,
like,
and I do get it.
I think Superman Legacy, if it wants to keep a great audience, they need to just have a compelling little adventure, and then have it slowly like seep in little like crumbs of deeper understanding of Superman.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that.
But
that's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong. I'm very excited for Superman Legacy. I'm very excited to see what James Gunn is going to do. But I just think it's ridiculous that all of these other people can do these things with Superman, but it's just this weird hate for Zack Snyder that I've never understood because it doesn't make sense.
No, I understand. I don't get it either. They're just, if you don't like the movies, then just don't watch them again.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
if you don't like it, don't watch it. And if you have such a problem with it, give me an actual reason.
Yeah, like, and
other than saying, "Oh, well, he just doesn't smile enough."
Look, if he stops making movie, I mean, if he makes another movie, then that means people watch his stuff.
Yeah.
So like he has work. I mean, like, you have a huge Hollywood market for these things, and you're getting mad about this one guy who did it. He's done it in a way you didn't like.
Yeah.
You just like, move on. There's plenty of other Superman. Heck, why don't you go to freaking Halloween Superstore, get a Superman costume, and do it yourself if you don't. You can't do it.
Or just go watch Smallville. Go watch Superman the movie.
Like
go watch the things that you like about Superman or whatever character.
Like you can literally fill a Bible with all the content from Batman or Superman that you can enjoy, and you choose to get mad about this one point
iteration of the character.
One iteration.
When there's literally been hundreds of versions of Batman and Superman and Iron Man, whomever.
I mean, like, it's like you watch these movies that are super long, but you're going to take a longer time bitching about them, and you're just wasting
that's the
time.
thing. So Man of Steel just had its 10th anniversary last week, or the week before, one of the two. People are still complaining about it. Like, if Zach has done anything, whether you like his movies or not, he has definitely elevated the medium for comic book movies, I think. He's definitely made movies that make you think, and you have to talk about it because people are still talking about Man of Steel 10 years later. 7 years later, people are still talking about Batman v Superman. We're all still talking about the discourse between Justice League and the Snyder Cut, however many years later. And it's it's not just me talking about it. It's not just you. It's there's so many people still talking about it. Like, you go on Twitter and you go over to comic book movie Twitter, and I guarantee you're going to see at least 5 tweets talking about Zack Snyder.
Of course. I mean, like, I'm going to be sure. I'm very damn confident we're going to bring up Zack Snyder the second we start seeing, like, teaser trailers and everything, saying either, oh, this ain't like Zack Snyder's, why this sucks, or oh, thank God it's like not Zack Snyder's, but it's like you're already gonna tell people we're gonna find a reason to bitch because
the dude has not been involved with DC since technically 2017. Like, he came back and he did his stuff for the Snyder Cut.
6 years. it's been 6 years.
Yeah. So he did his stuff, whatever. He got to finish his movie, whatever. You got to quit blaming him for how DC movies have turned out, because all the ones that he was directly involved in made money, and all the ones that he has not been directly involved with have not. Like Shazam 2 didn't make any damn money.
Nope.
Black Adam didn't make any money.
Flash.
The Flash is not doing great.
Yeah, I mean, like, it looked nice when I seen the trailers. I was interested.
I haven't gotten a chance to go see it yet. I mean, really want to.
But damn, it sucks how it's like not making it.
Well,
I partly blame like that one actor who got in trouble. Ezra
Flash.
Miller. Yeah, the Flash.
So the issue is all of that spun way out of control. All the things that I think they're non-binary. So all the things that they were blamed for, 98% of it is untrue. What they actually did, they got in trouble for.
Right.
They were
like, I understand Warner
like
Brothers.
They got their slap on the wrist and did whatever they needed to do.
Like, I understand, like, Warner Brothers, like, they got Ezra to be Flash.
Yes.
So it's obvious that it wasn't enough for them to like be like, whoa, we're gonna back off for a second, right? But
also,
in terms of like the social like media, it doesn't really matter what's true or what's not. It's whether or not they like you.
Like
that's really all it boils down to. Do you like them or not? Just because you heard this
you know, you see the things with like Jonathan Majors, who plays Kang.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to court for whatever it is. I think it was sexual abuse in August. Violence. Yeah, something, whatever. Yeah. And then the guy who played Namor in Black Panther 2 just got accused of sexual abuse. Oh if God. You saw that.
What's going on?
It's like all these people are already writing them off as if they did anything. We don't know. Now, there's a good chance Jonathan Majors did it. Yeah. There's a good chance that whatever his name is.
I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to accuse anyone. But this is just a rule of thumb. If you're going to be a superhero in a movie, that doesn't give you the excuse to be a villain in real life. I mean, you can't offset your goodness to this acting role and then just say, "Oh, I can be a jackass everywhere else."
You know, for those two roles, whatever future they have with Marvel, if they did what they did, they can be recast. No big issue. The reason Warner Brothers didn't do anything to Ezra Miller in the Flash movie is because it was already filmed. They had already filmed the movie.
What are you going to do? Deep fake another person?
Like, what are you going to do? Refilm the movie? Spend another couple $100 million to reshoot the whole movie?
Like, you obviously see how little it's earned in comparison to, like, other movies.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you made them spend more, it's just going to make it look worse when you see the budget match. Like, they won't do it.
The biggest complaint I've seen about the movie is the CGI. And how everything kind of looks bad when he's doing whatever. And
they just
Andy Muschietti, who directed the movie, was like, yeah, I know, it's supposed to look like that. You're seeing these other characters from Barry's point of view as he's running through the Speed Force.
Like, literally, you're just blaming a movie for CGI by showing stills of something in high motion.
Exactly.
Oh God, this motion blur and this still, so it's very smudgy. Oh my God, this looks horrible. Maybe you should watch it in motion, like a movie is, or then, like, it's not like a slideshow.
Like, think about it from that perspective. It's like, and a lot of people are like, oh, that's just a dumb excuse. Like, okay, but it makes sense.
Like, did you see the movie?
It's like, yeah. One, did you see the movie?
Yeah.
Two, do you understand the concept of, wow, he's running at thousands of miles an hour. Everything should just be clear.
Yeah, everything should be like 4K.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, you idiot. Like, when you're... I'm going to use this for myself because I don't know the last time I ran, I got hurt. But, like, if you're running as fast as you can and you're, like, using your peripheral vision, does that stuff come out clear? No, you're seeing it whiz by you. And the fact that in the movie the Flash can even see that and be able to perceive it at any way, shape, or form is incredible. because that's not how you would be able to do that in real life. So I really don't understand the complaints.
Yeah. I mean, like...
And I've seen the screen grabs of certain characters that they show while he's running through the Speed Force. You know, a little bit of a spoiler here, but like it shows Christopher Reeve as
Right.
Superman, and it shows Helen Slater as Supergirl. And it looks like they're in a fishbowl. But when you think about the context of it, it makes sense.
Right. It needs context.
And, you know, another...
That being said, I gotta see the movie still, so I gotta put up, or else I gotta shut up.
Yeah.
So like, when it comes to like Superman though, bringing it back, I think they should just worry about telling a great story, showing a great Superman, and any nitpicking like they have will be shut up.
Yeah,
like,
I do have a question
CGI
for you.
Is nitpicking.
I have a question for you when it comes to Superman.
Right.
Trunks or no trunks?
Trunks or no trunks? Like
the trunks, the underwear.
Underwear. I can't see him without underwear. I need to see him like with the whole. It feels like he's missing something, like a cape. Like you have like blue, red spandex like trunks, then blue. If you didn't have that, it would look weird. He'll look like he's in a Star Trek outfit. I wouldn't like that.
So I think for modern times, and I really think it depends on what the suit is made out of. I like the trunks. I think they do add an accent of color to break up all the blue.
Like, he'll look like he's in a onesie. I don't know how else to portray it. Like, he'll look like he's in pajamas. He'll be like Pajama Sam flying around in his like blankie. Like, it'll look horrible.
But like,
he needs to look like he's in a super suit.
I think so. If the suit is made by Martha Kent, I want the trunks. If it has anything to do with his alien origin, I don't think they're necessary. So like for Man of Steel, you know, his suit was made, it's from Krypton.
So that's probably like a actual garment instead of like a...
Yeah.
Like, I get that.
And
like,
then...
the Superman symbol was his, like, clan, basically.
Yeah, it's the symbol for the House of L.
Yeah.
And then in Superman and Lois, there are shots or scenes where he has the trunks on his suit, and then for the most part, his regular suit doesn't have them. Because most modern iterations of the Superman suit don't have the trunks. And I have no issue with that. I think it... And something that James Gunn said, he said, we're looking at every option, and we're going to go with whatever looks best.
I think if they just follow the comic books, just make them exactly how people envision Superman to be, then they would not fail.
Yeah.
Like,
well, one of those things is...
And it's safe, and it just works. Just follow it.
But
and if you want to,
I think it goes back to modern audiences, and it's like, why is he wearing underwear outside of a suit?
People just say things. I've just noticed that, like, usually a lot, especially now with TikTok and YouTube Shorts, how people just say shit, and they just say it for the sake of saying it. Like, there's like a whole YouTube channel. I don't know who it is. I'm sorry. There's like everything wrong with this or that, and they just say little nitpicks and quips. But yeah, like you just gotta not deal with it. Just make a good movie, make a good Superman, and that's it.
Yeah.
But that's really all I can say about like Superman, like in regards to like especially the new movie coming out. And I'm sure that's enough what you said regarding like how you see Superman and about hypocrisies you see.
I want them to be able to do something for everyone.
Right.
And not just because, you know, the Snyder trilogy has a very dedicated fan base. The rest of Superman has a very dedicated fan base. I want something that can appease everyone. Yeah. And I do think James Gunn can deliver that. I think Superman Legacy is going to be awesome. If you're looking for Superman content to watch, go check out Smallville. Go watch Superman and Lois. Go watch the Superman movies from the 70s and 80s. All of it.
It's all there.
Smallville's on Hulu. The rest of it all is on Max.
Yeah, you don't even have to watch like the Snyder movies if you really don't want to.
Yeah, if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But like, there's so much Superman content out there for everyone to enjoy.
Don't let one thing ruin it.
And one thing that I was kind of arguing with on Twitter with someone the other day. Why do we have to tear down one version of Superman to uplift another? Because they're talking about Henry and Tyler. Right. It's like, Tyler is the best Superman. Henry is my favorite. There has never, and this is me and my opinion. For me, there's only been one Superman that I don't think is that great. That's Brandon Routh. But there is
what it is. He did his job.
He did exactly what they wanted him to do. I personally, I don't like Superman Returns. That's why I don't watch the movie.
Yeah. My opinion is very simple. I believe to make everyone happy, there's a very simple way of doing it. And I think they just need to, they don't need to think about it being safe. They don't need to feel compelled to try something innovational. They just got to make something good.
Just make Superman.
Yeah, just make Superman. A good Superman movie. It could just be fun, or it could be serious, whatever. But just make sure you have it be Superman. And that's really all I got to say regarding Superman, especially for this episode. I thank everyone for listening. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We have more episodes coming out every Saturday, Eastern Standard Time, of course, at 12 noon. Roundabout. We also have an Instagram that you can also take a look at, Nerd Squadron.
535.
But
check us out. We talk about all sorts of stuff. Been doing a lot of stuff in celebration of Pride this month.
Oh, absolutely. We've been showcasing a list of actors from our favorite superhero movies.
Showcasing actors and the characters themselves.
Exactly.
So go check that out. Go check out our other videos. Might be something worth listening to for you. And that is it.
Yeah. You have a great day, guys.